Nairobi Advent Ensemble, and their mission is 1,000 Advent Voices for Peace. And in case you're joining us now, I do have part of the leadership of that particular exercise. And here in studio, and what we're talking about is how they're going to get that message across. So we've established that basically what you're doing is trying, or rather not trying, but bringing people together and ensuring that there is no negative ethnicity. Now, how is a song going to make a difference? And this is to any one of you. How is a song going to make a difference, given that this is a historical thing? Our tribalism is not just something that started yesterday, and it has a lot of roots in our past. How is music going to address that?
Maybe I go first?
That's fine.
Okay, so I love my country. The reason I love my country is because when I was a young person, I was taught the national anthem. And if you look at the national anthem, whichever language you want to look at it from, if you read the words just without the tune, just take your time and read those words. I assume you have never learned the tune anywhere else, and just read it in Swahili or in English. Then you realize how powerful those words are. And now, bring in the tune, okay? Bring in the musical part of it. Then it becomes something else.
Absolutely.
I mean, it becomes
maybe
something
just
else.
to interrupt you in terms of that being a beautiful song, not just because as Kenyans we say it.
Yes.
I think it was during the Olympics was the time it was actually trending world over as one of the most beautiful songs put together.
Yes, and we could watch it on our screens back home, and we were proud of our athletes.
Right.
Yes, so look at that, and that is how powerful music can be. And we seem to have forgotten that as Kenyans over the years. And it's because of the kind of leadership maybe that we have, the kind of socialization that we have from our families, the kind of orientation that we are given by the society. So we are seeking to change that, using the same means, which is music. That's why you saw us singing our beautiful national anthem in all the four voices so beautifully.
Right.
It's a nice rendition. So music, in essence, has a special way of speaking to the heart of a man, more than anything else. So we thought that apart from just preaching from the pulpits, apart from talking from the streets, which we are also going to do, apart from doing every other thing, can we start by singing choral music, which resonates very well with our national anthem. That way, we will be able to touch the hearts of Kenyans. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Music is powerful. And world over, if you look at any politician that uses music, Jacob Zuma as an instance, every time he comes on a podium, he uses music because he realizes that music doesn't just hit the conscious, it goes into the subconscious and registers messages there that stick in the hearts of people. So Jacob Zuma, a good example is our former president, Daniel Moi.
Yeah.
If I started singing Tawala Kenya, Tawala, it resonates.
It brings a lot of memories, into mind.
Because they understood the power of music in moving people towards a particular direction. And it is our belief that in this day and age, music can be used as a force to get people refocusing and thinking about our values as a people, about the things that we hold as dear. I know politicians are using it currently. I remember the late Otieno Kajwang as an example.
Yes.
He used it powerfully, mapambano. And it would rally people towards a particular cause. So we will be using music, but we want to use poetry and various other things. We want to use 1,000 poets to come together and just speak things that we value and hold dear.
Yes.
Yeah, so music is a powerful force, and I think can be used properly.
Okay.
Yeah, to draw people.
Do you have specific songs, Maureen, that are designed and done for this particular cause, or is it just your usual church music, and by virtue of the fact that people will come together and listen, then you preach peace, or are there specific songs that you've designed for this cause?
Yeah, we have a song, I Vow to Be My Country.
Yes.
Yeah, the words that are in those words actually makes us think of what our country is and in line to what we really want to do. So I vow to thee my country. Okay, we also have when peace like a river. Yeah, when you have peace within yourself and with your neighbor, we're able to bring development in our country. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably just to chip in as well, we've invited not just the Nairobi Advent Ensemble, but we've invited other choirs. And amongst them we have an Anglican church that is coming on board. And we're asking these choirs to write music that is focused on this theme. So we have about 25 choirs coming together. And each one of them is writing a song focused on the theme. And we hope if we have 25 different messages written in different styles, that will get our message home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for us to deal with something, sometimes it's good to get to the root cause. What, is our issue as Kenya? What, in your opinion, is the reason we have volatile elections almost every time? 2007, of course, remains in the minds of many because we lost so many lives, but we keep getting almost there. What is the cause?
I would say, just to answer you straight away, is that the cause of our problems in Kenya with regards to elections are our politicians. That is number one. The kind of politicians we have, the people we elect into power are selfish, and they look out for their own interest rather than the interest of the masses. Secondly, the problem are we Kenyans. We are the problem because we, as the people of Kenya, have all the power because Kenya is a sovereign state, and all the sovereignty rests upon the people, not on the leaders per se. In fact, if we decided to do to change the whole paradigm and rewrite the story of Kenya, we would do it just like in South Africa they did it, starting from a small slum in Soweto with powerful songs, and they revolutionized the whole thing. So I think there are two ways of looking at it. The people we elect into power, they sound really good, like a wolf in a sheep's skin when they are coming.
We keep believing them every single time. I'm not sure we believe them, but we keep putting them back.
Of course, now
anyway.
that's where we are also the problem.
Yeah.
Because if we could just get empowered once and for all and say, we are not gonna, by the way, the Constitution even allows us to recall MPs, to recall leaders whom we have elected into power. We have never even dared to recall. Even some of our governors who were impeached find their way back into power again, somehow through corruption, through bribing the masses and so on. So it's a problem in the society that we need to deal with and deal with it conclusively. But one thing that must be mentioned, of course, as a sociologist, I will tell you that it's a problem that cannot be tackled once and for all. I mean, it cannot be tackled in a one-off. There's no one-off solution.
It's not one silver bullet that
yes,
sort it out.
Yes, we have to organize a series of events. We have to organize a series of mind revolutionizing things. We have to package our messages in a certain way over a certain period of time. And this is how we are starting. So we know that this negative ethnicity that led us to post-election violence in 2007, 2008, and that was just the culmination of something that had been brooding for a long time. We as Kenyans had been sitting on a time bomb for a very long time. But none of us, neither the masses nor the leaders, seemed to notice it. But this time round, we don't want to go back there. Okay. We have seen it, and we're just trying to rewrite the whole story.
Okay.
Yes.
And now, given that, like you've mentioned, this has been a time bomb for a long time, and at least you've done something to address it. One of the things I'm sure you'll agree with me is that the church, since this is a church choir, or rather a church initiative,
yes,
is built on values,
yes,
is built on morals, is built on certain things that should not be compromised, which Kenya seems to have,
yes,
compromised
yes,
on. Then isn't it time that we had leaders maybe coming from the church, maybe coming from that standing to lead Kenya, for example?
Yeah.
Is that a conversation maybe you're having?
I think if you read, I think during our last forum, we invited a speaker who read out the first preamble to our constitutions. And as you read it, it talks about we Kenyans, looking up to God to sort of take leadership. The words of our national anthem, E Mungu nguvu yetu, ilete baraka kwetu, sort of give us this impression that as a people, we value the place of God in society. But then this has not been a reality. But I think we as a people claim to be a Christian nation, 80% Christian. But then we are really secular. But we can be secular but yet hold on to certain values. Respect, not giving a bribe. Some of these things don't have to be taught in church, but within our families. We have to start calculating these values from our families. On our roads, when we meet NTSA and you're forced to give a bribe, you don't have to. So the things that can be, if the top leadership of the country, though secular, has a role in changing our value system, not just thinking about political survival and expediency, but it's about time we start thinking about values from the top down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll also give the chance to the choir. We hear them sing another song and another song or two, Director. Then when we come back, we'll see whether your peace initiative is something that is just happening in Nairobi. Is it going to go county to county? How are you going to do this? So we'll have the choir give us another two songs.